Greetings from Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, where I don't have the best angle on the screen, but I have a lovely view. There's your 12. Titans 11 beat Seattle's 12 in impressive fashion, really, with a big second half. After a pretty weak first half, I will let the population shuffle into the room. You've got to be pretty happy with that, I would think. You are pretty happy with that. Did not look good for the first half. Really good. But second half, only let up a touchdown, found the points that they needed, and Titans really found a way to get it done. And coming home 0-2 would have had the feeling of a disaster. Coming home 1-1 with the win here, with Hooker out, with Lawan, who I know everybody's down on, but I think you're in a better situation if they feel like Lawan's healthy than with Sembrilo. Tannehill only got sacked 3 times. That line obviously blocked up about 185 yards for Derrick Henry in a game where he carried the ball for a record 35 times, the most he's ever carried. Trip's been quick. I got here 9:30 last night, and I will leave tomorrow morning at 6:30. So, not a long one to the West Coast. I'm going to move myself here a little bit. Not a real long time out here. Would have been ideal to stay a little bit longer, but it doesn't always work out that way. Chase, glad you like the text alert. I've seen so little football outside of this game today. I can't tell you much about what happened. I have no idea what's going on in the late game or what the state of the late game is. If you want to give me an update, I will take it. I imagine you guys are feeling a lot better about this team than you were when the team headed out here on Saturday afternoon. So, and they said, kind of coming out of halftime, they rediscovered their identity, got Henry going. 35-30, Chiefs over Ravens. Surprised the Ravens are hanging that well. It's impressive. I will get back to the hotel. I will see highlights of a lot of NFL football. And then I got about a 4 o'clock wake-up call for a 6 o'clock flight. All offense. Eric, it's good to have you here. Glad you like the text alert. Titans are in good shape with regard to the Colts next week. Absolutely. Should really do a good job. The safety that Ola almost had in the end zone down here would have been a nice way to finish the game. NFL officials are really keen on not awarding safeties when they can avoid it. They avoid it all the time, and they avoided it here. I think Ola is a good player. He had a good preseason playing defense in addition to playing special teams, which is really why he's here. So if the Titans are 2-1 and the Colts are 0-3, that would be a very nice position for them. And we'll see if they can do that. Obviously, the Colts know that. Will Craig says he's worried about the Colts because it'd be just like this team to lose that game, which I could see as well. I can't get this camera quite right, so you just have to bear with the awkward camera angle in order for me to get into a good booth here. It's kind of what it took. But 12 is nowhere near as good as the Titans writing on their white thing. So what's on your mind coming out of this game? I thought it was good to get Julio Jones going. It was really bad for A.J. Brown. Seemed to be feeling some pressure or whatever. Atmosphere here, I wish you had the crackable windows to be able to hear the crowd. But even through our hermetically sealed press box, you could really hear it. I've been here a couple times before. It's a phenomenal atmosphere, super loud. And so They had a lot to fight through in order to pull it up here. Derrick Henry has never carried the ball 35 times in a game before, 34 times twice in the 250-yard game at Houston to end the regular season last year, and in the Baltimore playoff game. I mean, they did what it took, right? They came out and they threw the ball to Michael Pruitt 3 times on the drive to open the second half, which is not what you would expect. So it's fine. Tannehill didn't throw a touchdown. Guys who don't throw touchdowns don't tend to get noticed that much. You don't want to go that deep with the offensive line. Second-round pick was in the game on extra points. So there's progress for Dylan Radins. Autry was good. Surprises me that he can't get in front of Murchison to start. Yeah, Julio was significantly better. Henry still, I mean, they threw to him 6 times, which I'm sure is as much as he's ever been thrown to. But he's not catching, routes, real routes per se. But Scott, I know what you're getting at there. Oh, I don't think the expectations that he tore something. I think he aggravated something. I mean, look at some of the other ACL guys coming back. Odell Beckham hasn't played yet. Saffold left the game with a shoulder injury, came back, left the game again. So that's it. I was really surprised Vrabel chose to take the timeout after Henry's TD was overturned. I think maybe they were tired at that stage. I'm not sure exactly what the rationale was there. Yeah, you're right. If you tore it, national media guys would have it right now. Looked like he hyperextended the knee. Based on what, Eric? I mean, did you see the injury happen? I find that hard-pressed that a camera would be on him throughout warm-ups at a place where only cameras that can really be rolling live are CBS camera. So I don't know if Cruikshank was a difference maker. I think he helped stop some bleeding because McDougal was having such a hard time. So, yeah, Vrabel said he was never really thinking about going for 2. Wyatt had video. I'll have to go have a look back at that. I didn't see that. Yeah, McDougal was not good. It was bad. Hooker, I'm not remembering what he was on the injury report with, but wasn't a surprise. Oh, yeah, Hooker is on IR. What was it? Somebody remind me. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, they're a hell of a lot better from last week. I mean, they sucked last week, and they came here and won in a very difficult place to play. CBS said, I think I wrote it, they're 52-0 at home when they lead by 15 or more. And they led this game by 52, by 15. So groin doesn't sound right on Hooker to me, but I could be wrong. Molden is not the fastest. Look, they had 3 really bad plays, 68, 60-something, and 50, just really bad. And Byard said that was the communication stuff rearing its ugly head again. I mean, when are they going to get that straightened out? When are they getting that straightened out? You're going to get killed by that stuff. I don't deal in rumors, whoever that is on Facebook, asking rumors on Saffold and Warren. AJ was bad. Seemed to get in his head, and he couldn't get around. I mean, I don't know that the call was egregiously blown. There wasn't enough evidence to overturn the call on the field, so you got to stick with the call on the field. On the Julio touchdown. But I can't believe how many people out there think if the front of his foot is in, the back of his foot doesn't need to be in. I mean, I would hope people have watched more football than that and understand like a diving catch with your toes in opposed to a like on your feet catch and your whole foot being in. Yeah, well, you can't just take out the bad plays and say the defense played well. Um, those three big plays added up to monster yardage and 2 touchdowns and set up another touchdown. Rushing 18 carries for 77 yards, 4.3 average is very nice. And offensive plays are way out of whack now that I think about it. Let's see. Has Molden been demoted? No. Total offensive plays. 83-52, which is really a tremendous advantage for the Titans. That was very, very solid. So you got to be happy about that. Yeah, I don't know why CBS would say that. Look, if this is the line, the top of this is the line, right? You're looking at this. If I hit like this, I'm out of bounds. I mean, I don't understand how anybody can say if I hit like this, my toe is in, and then my heel is out, I'm out. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for anybody to think that. When have you ever seen, if this is the line, a foot land like this and out? So if his heel was out of bounds, he's out of bounds. If I land toe and then my heel comes down, my foot is out of bounds. I mean, I don't understand how people don't. How you can? I mean, I understand it's your team and you're rooting for them desperately. Now, if I'm diving and my toe touches and goes out and my heel never comes down because my toe is dragging, that's a different thing. Yes, the NFL does not like calling safety. Yes, dragging a toe when the heel never comes down is a different thing. But if your foot is landing, your whole foot has to be in bounds. It's very, very basic. There's no complication to it whatsoever. Well, Chris Jackson was part of the dime. Chris Jackson and Dane Cruikshank were in dime. Ben, I think you're getting very fast. Call the Titans a good defense. What about them last week looked like a good defense? They played good defense for one half. They've played 4 halves. So they've been a good defense a quarter of the time. I think that the replay was inconclusive as well. I mean, Farley wasn't even here. That's how down they are on Farley right now. Jackson looked to me like the guy on I think it was the 68-yarder, when ultimately it was McDougald and Fulton who were discussing it, or the last men chasing it. But looked like Jackson didn't follow him from the slot. Farley did not travel. He was declared out on Friday when Vrabel said he wouldn't travel. Yeah, Hooker was a big guy missing. Deborah's correct, absolutely correct on that. They missed him in a big way today. So look, a lot of things were a lot better today, and it's a really good win. But they've got a lot of work to do. Fulton has really done a lot to impress me. He was up and down for me in training camp, and I was not willing to say that they were set there. They seem to be set there. I think I'm with you, Christopher. 2 very good weeks from Fulton. Have to do it. Is Jeffrey Simmons by far the defensive lineman on this team? The best defensive lineman on this team? I mean, Autry looked pretty good today. I don't know what Murchison's doing in front of him at the beginning. I'll see the snap count too. I mean, you have to ride with Bullock one more week, presuming that Ficken only suffered a 3-week injury. Radens was the next guy up. Brewer was the next guy up. If Brewer went down, Radens was the next guy up. I don't think Fulton was venturing from his side. Oh, I didn't notice Josh Reynolds blocking. The penalty was really bad. Really bad. I mean, I don't know what he's doing there. Looked like he was playing Canadian football. Vrabel's team has a good tendency to bounce back after bad stuff. And today it included bouncing back from last week, and today it included bouncing back from the first half. And so it was kind of a double bounce back. You know, they throw to Chester Rogers when they're in trouble sometimes, when they can't find Jones and Brown, and he's also the most slotty receiver on the roster. I'm worried about Ben Jones. I don't think he's played particularly well. I think maybe he's showing his age a little bit, and they need him to be reliable, given the other troubles that they're having on the offensive line. But generally, it's regarded if a guy finishes the game, he's going to be all right. No, I don't think they should have gone for 2 in regulation. Take your chances when your defense is playing that well, and they definitely had. They were the better team at the end of regulation. Yeah, that taunting call seemed ridiculous. I'm more on board than most people with the kind of theme of the taunting calls, but in practice, it's really not working. Russell, they didn't make those moves to try to go get anybody. It would be a trade if you can improve this roster now. I mean, Dupree was better this week than last week, but still not making a great deal of noise. Stadium is very loud. I've been here before. It's a very loud place. The acoustics are very effective. Here's a funny story. There's a fan near the tunnel, a Seahawks fan, just mouthing off. Bunch of media are over there waiting, for the team to come out, get some pictures, see some scene setting. And this guy had a lot of stupid things to say. He kept asking people for Gatorade, asking if they wanted their autograph. And so he was asking Titans people to get him a Gatorade or whatever. Tony Dews, the running back coach, exchanged barbs with him for a few minutes, and not for a few minutes, just exchanged 2 barbs with him while I was walking by. And this guy has no idea who Tony Dews is, the running back coach. But he asked him for a Gatorade. Dews walked up the tunnel and disappeared like everybody that walked by the guy. And he came back and threw him up a Gatorade. And then the guy, of course, is like, I'm not drinking that. I don't know where that's been, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the rules were for in the building. The rules in the building were that everybody had to wear a mask all the time, which is not the rule in the Titans press box. So, I don't know if I left mine at my desk. There aren't too many people left in the press box now. Always like to bring up the rear in terms of exiting. 8:20. 8:20 locally. 4 o'clock wake up call. It's going to be great. I cannot wait. It's going to be the most fun ever. What are the next 3 weeks? Yeah, I mean, no matter how badly they played today, they'd be set up for the next 3 weeks. Indy at home. Ring of Honor for Fisher and Reese next week. Jets stink. And what's it after that? Jaguars? Also stink. Wentz isn't any good even when he's not banged up. Yeah, those are 3 very winnable games. Colts most dangerous. Jets not good. Jags really not good. That spread for Denver I didn't understand. Thanks, Russell. Appreciate it. What else we got, folks? I enjoy doing these. You hear the cleanup crew out there? Pretty loud. Ravens win. That's an impressive win for a depleted team. I mean, not just the running backs, right? But they got offensive line troubles. It's a good win. Kansas City's not invincible, despite what everybody thinks. Chiefs 1-1, much like your Tennessee Titans. Chris, I don't know if the fans who are insane when it comes to coordinators are going to take a step off the ledge. I would hope so. I mean, it doesn't make much sense for fans to be nuts about the coordinators. Nothing's going to change with regard to the coordinators during the season. Well, one got hurt during warm-ups. That wasn't their intention to test him out during warm-ups. He was playing. He did something during warm-ups. Very ballsy for the Ravens to go for it on 4th and 1 from their own 40 with a 1-point lead and 1 minute left. I was at a game in Indianapolis where Bill Belichick did something similar. I don't remember if he had a lead or if he was down. He didn't get it, and it was hugely controversial. This was some time ago before such things were accepted. Thanks for the kind words there, Valerie. Ben Hall is officially stepping off the ledge with regard to the coordinators, so that's a good news. Excited to hear that. I think that's a pretty good policy. I think should generally stay off the ledge. I think that's generally a good idea. So don't take it to that degree. Like, I'm a Yankees fan. The Yankees absolutely suck, blowing a playoff chance, good roster. They don't know what they're doing. And I don't go on the ledge. I would advise you to stay off the ledge. Take a couple more if you got them. It looks like you guys petering out. So I understand if you are. We can call it a night. I get back to Nashville a bit after start of Outkick 360 tomorrow. I will hustle over after I get a bag. Hustle over to 6th and Peabody and join the fellas. We will talk a lot about this game and a lot about the college and NFL weekend. So I hope you'll join us over there. You can find us on Twitter Live and on YouTube, and then on all the podcast platforms after we're done. I think they're going to go back to Ficken as soon as Ficken's ready. I mean, Bullock still missed one today, so he was good. But Ficken's their guy. When he's healthy, I think he'll be their guy. Randy Bullock is not a great kicker. He had a good day. So I wouldn't go crazy, Randy. Is Chester Rogers really better than the other receivers? Right now, I think it's reasonable to think he's better than the other receivers who are healthy. I don't think he's better than Marcus Johnson. But I'd put him 4th. What's the minimum for in-season IR? Maximum for in-season IR? Minimum 3 weeks if you get put on in-season IR. Is there a maximum, like, number of people? No, there is not. All right, guys. Don't block the box. Do lock the locks. Have a great night. I'll see you back in Nashville very soon. Have a great night. Thanks for coming. Tell your friends.